hot recently. Very true on your side, and kudos to you. You did pick CMG over Tribe last month. I thought this month round there wouldn't be enough representation of CMG on the docket, but it seems that all three of us went in the same direction. I'm glad we did, though, because 84-16, that is not. CMG deserves way more love than that, so now I'm okay with our selection for sure. It is much closer to a 50-50 in my mind.
So first of all, as soon as you said that, I was looking at my notes, and I thought public opinion had gone overwhelmingly in Chazmac's favor, but no. The world is still as it should be. 84% in the way of Tribe Gaming is what I expect out of North American fans. I guess it's time to see if they can put up or shut up. This is the moment. Bands coming out, the new guys band. Sam also taken off the table. Worth noting there for sure as we jump into safe zone here. But first pick being Bonnie, and then followed up by the Eve and the Colette.
We've seen an explosion of Sam in this region, and as repercussions of that, EMEA especially has been another region that has used this brawler so much. So I'm not super surprised, especially a ban into CMG for that Sam makes a lot of sense in my mind. If this is the first monthly finals you're joining us for this month as well, Shelly going to be everywhere in the ban stage. Cordelius, the newest brawler in addition to the game, going to be banned everywhere, so get used to it. It's something that's been a normal occurrence, and I don't really blame either of these teams for using those ban slots very wisely.
Well, we take a look at what Chazmac Gaming is bringing to the party. Just long-range nonsense. Bell, Brock, and Bonnie. All three Bs are just going to be planning to attack from a distance. You know, I guess Bonnie can jump in and secure some kills there. That'll help on all-out aggression plays. But really what we've seen across the board has been this 2-1 style where two players get aggressive and one plays defense. I don't think Chazmac's signing up for that with this draft.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I think Piper on the other side. Piper won't do quite as well into somebody like Bonnie that has a lot of health points, but that's where Colette can really shine. So I think they kind of round out their composition with a brawler that they're very good with. I like Piper into both Brock and Bell as well. A little extra range, higher DPS from that distance, good reload speed, and of course can still dish out a pretty good amount onto the high save. So I see the pros and cons kind of both sides. I don't think this is a clear-cut draft, but I will say between Colette and Piper, I think Tribe Gaming have some great options to get some high safe damage. It's going to be up to Bonnie to kind of explode, come down the sidelines, and for Brock to tear it open and play this extra distance against Piper well.
Options. That's the takeaway I'm coming from your analysis there, Kenny. I see a lot of options here on the side of Tribe Gaming. They can be aggressive. They can fall back. Colette's going to hit that 13%. But across the way, Chazmac really only have one strategy to do so. And it's not going to be relying on defense, honestly. I think they want to be not over-aggressive. They want to be calculatedly offensive. But with his Livy landing shots like that, not going to be a great look. RBM is on the objective here. Tribe Gaming, in general, going to deal with him. And right off a first shot, 68% left for Tribe. Chazmac with a great jump in.
Nicely done to CMG there. I think Tribe, though, with the brawlers that they have, like you said, they have selections and options. If Tyrant can get a super and guaranteed 10%, Zulon now hunkering down as Livy also firing away at the high safe, and all of a sudden it's a turnaround here. They're doing great work as Livy with the bonus kill as well. Tyrant popping a gadget, trying to stay alive, can't quite do so, but the damage already done. 30+% swing here now for Tribe Gaming.
Tyrant just now respawning, trying to make the moves on the left-hand side, but Tribe Gaming doing a ton of damage already. 65% in the pocket for him. Meanwhile, Chazmac have only done 40. Nice combination there from CMG on the right-hand side. That's going to send RBM all the way in. Will get eaten up. My Eves, little guys. And so Tribe Gaming get aggressed on, but immediately turn it around. Fine damage on the safe again.
Is Livy a fine Piper as well, one of his better brawlers, I would say, especially from the long distance like that. This is the close matchup that I expect to see. Back and forth right now, each side trying to claim this mid-control. Tyrant and RBM going to trade here, 2v2. CMG, though, with better footing. A dive in now from RBM. Shots being landed by Brock as well. But here come 4 spawners and a full Tribe roster. This could be the opportunity they need with the seconds expiring.
Well, there's 16% left. Chazmac no longer have the lead. Tribe Gaming pop it, and doesn't matter how much is left, Chazmac can't reach. And
CMG's way more recently, but when you consider things like Masters and how well they did there, this is a team that has reached the highest of highs. Now they just need to hold down the fort at home, and CMG not going to be the easiest team to hold down a fort to. The throne of NA East is certainly one that is going to be fought very hard over for the remainder of this season.
Eve there getting a lot of value. Again, the options here for Tribe really helping out. Chazmac, if all three of them look at you, you pretty much die. That's what this comp does have going for it. But if they lose this mid ground, it's some trouble. And Tribe Gaming kills in the mid lane, already making it happen. Zulon with the trade out. And so a 2-on-2. Just a tickle on the enemy safe here. Chazmac has looked at it, but here comes Colette. Zoom in, 86% left for Chazmac.
Little wall break going down for his Livy as well. They need to be careful about the nest eggs on the ground, one of the added benefits of selecting Bell for their side. Tyrant, though, it's going to be tough to win this out. The range of Bell and Brock can be overwhelming at times, and while Colette deals a hefty amount of damage onto that high safe and typically does well into tanks, the longer range brawlers not necessarily catering to her specialty. The spawners, though, doing the blue side a big favor, going to be stepping over those two nest eggs, and they're basically going to be wasted there. So now that's going to pave the way a little bit for his Livy, Zulon, Tyrant to kind of progress their way up the map, but it's actually CMG right now who are progressing, piling on damage there, and now a small lead for the boys in red.
Is Livy doing a great job there of baiting himself? Low HP, Chazmac want to make it happen. RBM reads what's going on and jumps in, but jumps in a little bit early as Livy's still alive, and so it looks like an opportunity is anything but. Really, really well done by his Livy to bait that jump out. And a lot slower of a game this time around. 40 seconds on the clock, 78 remaining for Tribe, 82 remaining for Chazmac. And so Tribe on the losing side at the moment. RBM jumping in again. Gets 4,000 damage, but then taken out. Worth it or no?
Maybe worth it. I think right now it's looking like it. With 20 seconds to go, they're fighting the clock, and all they have to do is get one more successful defense. So it's going to be left to Tribe here to try and respond as our countdown begins.
Zulon here in some trouble. Will trade out, so damage available. Chazmac, though, still has the lead. Colette comes in, and they still have the lead from a distance. Tyrant Star got some shots, but it's not going to be enough. Chazmac finally...
It's crazy to me. Last month, this was a 3-0 in Chazmac Gaming's favor, but we've seen this go down to a 3-2 Alive of the Year for both sides. That's more of the feel that I'm getting right now versus that 3-0 we saw last month.
Zulon on this Eve, I've been really looking at. I think being able to walk over this water is really important so that you can stay controlled on this right lane. Hard to imagine any other brawler kind of doing what Zulon has been able to do on the Eve, and I'm a hater. So I think it's working out this time around. And obviously, with respect to damage, 13% done with the safe so far. Tribe Gaming in a good position.
Colette now keeping the range as well. Fade holding on to a super here as Livy backing away too. I mean, the fight between these two teams so close right now. One kill can make all the difference in the world, and there's Zulon once again. Several shots landing onto RBM, but with so much HP, it's easy for Zulon to charge up that super onto RBM. However, it's hard to get the finishing blow to get a kill. RBM playing that distance really well. Now a Sugar Rush going down on the right-hand side might allow for the two teammates to kind of climb up the map as Tyrant has to stay back, just can't keep up with the range of Brock and Bell. So we may see an opportunity here for CMG if they can land a kill. And as I said that, as Livy's like that. It is what it is, and now Tribe right back in full swing.
Chazmac fighting in this mid for neutral is honestly what they should be looking for. This is ideal for them, and they're not landing their shots like they were earlier. Honestly, in game number 1 where they lost, they were tapping. Toast was finding these shots. All of them were looking at the same target, and things were working out well. Now Chazmac turning things around here, kill after kill. RBM has eyes on the prize and is able to live just a little while longer. Teammates dead. But a nice aggressive play here coming out from Chazmac, and that brings Tribes down to 58%. So Chazmac with a 20% lead or so. Things looking good for the red team at the moment, Kenny, but about 25 left to go, and Tribe on the offensive.
It's going to come down to the wire here. Tribe need to make it count. 10% damage being dealt there, but Tyrant being dealt some serious damage. Slides through that final shot into Brock, though. That may set up Tribe for another opportunity here as Livy gonna have to back away, though. 12 seconds to go. 58 versus 66 Tribe. Nowhere close to this high save. They need to get desperate. They need to climb up. Zulon dropping a gadget here. The defense successful, though. RBM with the finishing blows. It's Chasmic Gaming taking set number 1.
Really nice play there from Chasmac. You know, it was interesting towards the end where they stepped it up. The beginning and the middle of that game wasn't really going in their direction. Like I said, they kind of had what they wanted and were still losing, and that really has more to do with South America as well. All seemed to be about leaving one guy to play D and everybody else being aggressive, and that's just not the way North America's playing. Very interesting to see such a wildly different approach.
Yeah, especially considering CMG seem to be a very aggressive team, ones that like their tanks. I felt like both of these sides played it a little more quote-unquote safe, right? A little more traditional for this map. Let's pick our long-range brawlers and do our thing, which is something I think in a very W-key world, a very W-key meta that we've seen recently, I'm not quite used to it. It's very refreshing kind of to get back to basics and go what they know. And it's going to be Crow as the first overall selection. Again, very traditional, very safe, and one of the better brawlers in the current meta.
Crystal Arcade, take a look at those win rates. Sandy being banned out, Tara and Mr. P, some of the more spoken about brawlers as of late. And Squeak, we got to address the Squeak, I suppose. You know, I still like Sticky Residue. I think there is still a space for it, but I ain't going to say no to 20, maybe 40% extra damage. So, Squeak, expect him to be consistently banned. Cordelius, on the other hand, got some play throughout the regions this weekend. Cordelius seems very strong on paper and honestly seems very strong on ladder, but at a competitive level, that range really does come into play.
I think so too, but when I saw the bans go through and no Cordelius, it was something that was definitely on my mind, considering the close, narrow lanes on the left and right-hand side of Crystal Arcade. Cordelius coming into this region, our previous 3 full broadcasts, he's been banned 68% of all matches, and including picks as well. When you add those together, his name's been called 83% of the time this weekend. I think it's just part of it, right? It's a new brawler. Teams aren't necessarily used to it. They're still messing with it. There's still some newness in that sense, but also I think it reflects how strong that Shadow Realm can be. So I think you got to pick your maps and your matchups right. Picking them here early, you do risk it a little bit, but I don't know if teams have necessarily found hardcore counters for him. So I think it can still work out for CMG here.
Leaving him available when you have first pick is questionable. Crow, I think, could be a nice look to, I don't know about counter it, but deal with it. Crow, Nita, and that third pick being the Zulon stew. Okay, high execution here coming out from the Tribe guys. Little balance of DPS coming out from all characters available. And then Spike on the other side, more control. So Chasmac's draft here is certainly more interesting for my money. But it's hard to say no to the Stulon. Who wins the draft here, Kenny?
I think that's a tough one. Honestly, it kind of goes back and forth for me. Again, Cordelius being so new. We've seen him a little bit this weekend. He's been very successful. The Nita one to me is interesting. I think Nita can work on this map. I'm curious if that's part of the influence when they see Cordelius, because Nita shows up from time to time here, but it's certainly not the most normal brawler in the mode. So I don't know if that was to address the B, if it was to address Cordelius. We'll have to see what the interaction they go with is. I'm imagining that they're going to put Crow in the mid here. They're going to run the lanes, and it's going to be a long-range fight for B, which I think favors their side. I like Spike going into Stu, but Cordelius, of course, gonna have to get up close and personal with these brawlers, gonna struggle for this, and as Livy and Tyrant clearly focusing the new brawlers. Toast, though, on one of his most iconic, if not his most iconic brawler, is gonna be tough there. Nice kill from him.
I honestly expect to see Tyrant on the mid Stu, you know, trying to choose between the Crow and the Stu. Not exactly an easy choice here, for sure. But as Livy just being aggressive, pressing up forward, Chasmac with 4 gems, as Zulon, I want to say winning on the right side because he's pushed up more, but Fade was just peeling back nicely and goads the right laner into trouble. So Chasmac winning on the right side, on the left as well, a quick turnaround. So it's 2-on-1. Nobody really has mid control though. Is Libby closer to the gem? Probably going to be able to pick this one up.
Yeah, and I think as Libby might have a hard time in this mid as well. Again, the long distance of Toast and Spike, typically a favorable matchup into Crow as well. Those Shadow Realm matchups we saw go down the left-hand side. Every time Cordelius enters that zone, assuming HP is the same for both teams, he automatically has an advantage just given the reload speeds that he can have in that world. Super going down right-hand side. Zulon just can't keep up with the range of Fade. A bounce in from RBM as well. He wants the smoke against this Libby. All the gems being spilled out. Close call, but ultimately Tribe are going to be okay for now. Bigger worry, though, is that 9 gym count that CMG has at the moment.
Tyrant sneaking up on the left-hand side. Next gem puts Chazmac on the clock. There's Livy picking up 2, and I believe there's, what, 6 downtown? So Tribe aren't as behind as it might seem, and Tyrant making some noise here, left-hand side, taking down the Mushroom. And Fade, half HP, pushed out just a little bit. Tribe Gaming with complete mid-control now, but here comes the duel out of RBM, trying to take down his Livy, gets the kill, dies after the fact, thanks to Nita. Chazmac still on 9 gems.
I think this is wise of Tribe to leave these gyms behind. They're going to leave it to Zulon to collect as many as possible. I'm imagining Crow's going to pick these up upon respawn. Has the jump as well, so even if they get put into a Shadow Realm or something crazy, he can try and avoid that with a nice dodge. Right now, Zulon living in that world. RBM closing the gap, gets the kill there, and now puts his Livy in a tough spot as well. Going to be backing away because the gym count now with CMG 10 to 13 can't reset it. They need these kills as Livy now exiting the world back into the reality of the rest of them. Super jump available. Going to be diving in now, going straight for Fade. It's going to be a takedown immediately, though. CMG corralling in the top right-hand side.
Target, he's in the right lane. He's doing his job. He just did his job really well, folks. Ooh, RBM bringing that victory home for CMG. NA.
I think it's game, though.
Go ahead, Kenny. What are you saying about his Livy?
I was going to say, I think they played that really well. I think by default, you know, they were in a tough spot. Obviously, CMG with a big lead, but especially considering that they were down in the gym count, losing all those gyms at a good moment. They had the Livy jump. I think it came down to the wire there. That very easily could have gone Tribe's way. But there's that RBM. Like you said, it can be a good brawler, but I'm with you. If you play it well, it doesn't matter. But finally, they shut that thing down. It's going to be a close call here as Tribe Gaming with a small lead over CMG.
Ooh, Toast. Just barely getting out of trouble. Just kidding. Poison ticking you down. Tribe Gaming halfway there. Chazmac just now making it happen. RBM does have the Shadow Realm active, but is Livy dealing with him around the bend? Falls down again. So a 2-on-1. Tyrant just running this one so far. And about tied up. Chazmac up 2 gems, but mid-control generally in the way of blue. A lot more 1v1 oriented this time around, Kenny.
Yeah, and RBM currently taking on a 1v1 versus his Livy on the left-hand side. Fade taking on the lane against Zulon. Tyrant trying to climb his way up here. Not going to have the easiest time, though, as CMG are now getting involved. Tyrant with a skate away. Zulon, again, is not going to be able to have the easiest time with the range. It's actually going to be a trade out here, though, so the countdown going to be reset as Livy rushing in now. Going for the dive, going for gold. It gets the kill as well. Going to disrupt things here, and all of a sudden, it's Tribe Gaming. 7 gems, now 8 in their pockets.
Fearless Crow behavior, knows he's the gem carrier, but still knows he's the one that has to chase down that pickup. Aggression paid off. Still could have used some more since Chazmac in the money. 10 seconds to count down. RBM targeted Zulon, so he's after the Z, but as Livy can't catch up. Fade waddling away. Toast a million miles. Chazmac win the game and the set. 2 above Tribe. And that one looked easy.
Yeah, game number 2 did not look the same as game number 1. CMG are looking as fierce as ever. We all put our money on Chazmac Gaming, but what I did not expect was in the history of Brawl Stars, they showed their stuff at Masters and LAN events. They've won multiple monthly finals this year, but there's a possibility for the second time in 2 years, last time and last month being the first, that Tribe Gaming gets swept in the BSC, and that's something that would be unbelievable to me.
Love that music. Let it rock a little bit. Open zone, our next arena. As we jump into hot zone, bans are out. No Lou, no Stu, no Sam. Sam was kind of the star last time around. But that Squeak first pick, I gotta say, not banning the Squeak on Hot Zone, pretty close to a mistake. But I'm not the guy that comes out here and says yes, no. Amber answer on the other side, like that choice.
I like Amber too, and the brawler win rates clearly reflect that too from all of the monthly qualifiers across the world. I like Squeak a lot in his current position. I think on this map, it is a wide open map, but Squeak can be a real threat to push people off the point, especially with Lou being gone from this draft because of the ban stage. I think that is one very viable option. Of course, Squeak Livy, very apparent, one of his better brawlers, one that he's more known for, so I expect to see him on that brawler. Could be a lot of fun to watch that. Amber and Pam, though, a pretty strong combination, especially considering the distance that Amber can cover, the oil that she can spill out, and of course Pam with the healing station is tough to beat.
You know, I would never want to be called Squeak Livy, just saying. Don't call me Squeak Dot ever. Squeak
Sure.
is arguably my favorite brawler. Do not call me Squeak Dot. All right, draft finished here. Lola and the B. High DPS here. Tribe Gaming going with some comfort selections. Jokes aside, as Livy is known for Squeak, and I think we see similar stuff out of the B and the Lola. So a nice draft here for Tribe, everything they're comfortable with. Chazmac, on the other hand, Carl! And then Amber Pam. Amber Pam are two of the more aggressive, just hard to be near characters. And so Chazmac picking brawlers that are really zoning brawlers away from that hot zone. Chazmac Gaming, I like their draft. I think it comes with a real big plan. Tribe, though, I can't hate. It's just stuff they're good at.
I definitely see the appeal to both sides. I think B a very safe pick. I think Squeak makes a lot of sense given the current meta. And again, Tyrant on Lola. Lola is a brawler that we've definitely seen this weekend and makes sense as well. I think Chazmac Gaming on the other side, a lot of health points coming in, some big control coming in from Toast, and RBM can slide some shots through, does good into the squishier brawler of Squeak. Now we're going to be diving in on that matchup as well. Immediately taken down though. Love to see that out of Tribe Gaming, and despite all that hard work, despite having the kill count, they're still the ones down. They got to start climbing here and approaching 10% now.
RBM goes in and gets put down just as quickly. This flying hook brought him in there. Not a great look for the geology guy. Toast right side, dealing with Tyrant, while the other players 2v2 on the left and the mid. It's Tribe that is winning this duel at the moment, though. About a third of the way done here. As Chazmac struggling to get on that point. I want to see more Amber Pam team up. RBM, the Carl, just hasn't been able to get in there, Kenny.
Yeah, no value out of that super either. They do get another one instantly, though, since Amber can charge up off the oil on the ground already. Squeak keeping the distance against RBM there, too. Here comes the healing station as well, so it will place Fade onto the hot zone. Trying to convert some very valuable percentage there. It's still a lot to overcome, though. 65% now for Tribe. CMG nowhere to be found on the hot zone. Even Fade, as healthy and bulky of a brawler as it is, hasn't really been able to find that breakaway here. A dive in from RBM, just trying to get something going for the team, as Livy distracting long enough, RBM low enough HP to where he can't go onto that hot zone, and now 90% for Tribe Gaming.
Man, what a play there from RBM, knowing exactly how to play this, but I just think it's too little too late. His team now finally stepping on the point. 88% is the number for Chazmac to beat. Now there's a ton of time, a minute plus, 90 seconds almost. No, that's not right, but it's besides the point. Chazmac, they have to sit here though. Any movement and they lose it. Tyrant inching up on the left-hand side, as Livy and Zulin both under half HP, but still worth noting on the right. Fade finishes off one. RBM chasing Tyrant on the left-hand side. Still 64%. Tribe Gaming haven't stepped back on the point, but they're stuck at 88. Here with Fade barely alive, Kenny, this is Tribe's moment to jump back in here as Libby falls, but Tyrant's here.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm having PTSD of last month, F-Dot. This is getting closer and closer. 2v2 situation. Zulon, Tyrant rushing forward. RBM dropping.
He's so slow!
Well, they only need a few more percentage point. Tribe holds on.
Had no HP, and a great play there by Tribe Gaming to step on forward. As Libby doing a lot of the work here on the Squeak, as you would expect. Squeak just so dominant in this game mode hot zone.
Weak now left-hand side here too. Zulon receiving some heavy heat coming in from Toast, but will survive the interaction. RBM doing what he does.
Top left side.
Aggressive, and it's gonna be a trade. This one again, back and forth. Tribe though, with a nice shot coming in from Zulon, are gonna be able to claim the hot zone and just a few percentage points of a lead.
That's something that I feel like you've said a lot, and I have also, whether I've said it or not, Zulon with a nice shot. The B has been working out here for the mid laner, and Tyrant scoring on the right-hand side, certainly a good look for Tribe as well. 50% and counting, and the blue team solidified on the point. As Libby can't deal with the spinning Carl, and now the door open here for Chazmac, but not as wide as it was in game number 1. Fade's losing on the right-hand side, and Toast, for as good as he is, can't deal 2-on-1 by himself. So Tribe up 70-22.
Little cut off there from the Squeak Gadget. 2 red brawlers on the right-hand side. Zulon picking up yet another one here. Gonna be a 2v2 in the mid as they back away here. Squeak shots going down. Fade relying on the high health points there, but gets a super down in the final moments. RBM low HP. Takedown there. 88%. Zulon and his teammates just need to get these final few points. We saw Chasma Gaming get close last time, but not quite overthrow them. Tribe, though, might have to make a comeback here once again and get back on this hot zone before things get out of hand.
Oh my goodness, it's exactly the same 88% as it was in game number 1. Toast here taken care of by Tyrant. Stepping on the point now, all 3 members of Tribe Gaming. It's 90 and it's pushing. Fade has to be the hero, and he gets 1. He can't get the second, but Tribe does, and it's enough for the set.
About time Tribe Gaming put up a set on the leaderboard. I feel like it wouldn't have done them justice to go down in another 3-0 fashion. This is too good of a team for that. Whether they win or lose, much stronger showing. Your prediction, though, still intact.
But Tribe treading water. And as we head to knockout here, this is where I think things are very, very even. Some game modes, some teams excel in, some teams fall down in, some game modes, even Kenny, like Brawl, I think, just show different things to take a look at. Knockout, very pure Brawl. And I think CMG and Tribe Gaming are more evenly matched up as we jump into Flaring Phoenix.
Yeah, this one's going to be spicy to say the least. I mean, Knockout is very punishing, right? You have 1 life in this game mode every single round, and you gotta make it count. If you go down early and give your opponent a 3-2 lead in terms of brawler count, it's tough to come back from. CMG going for this tank here early. So Fang, not something that 100% shocks me. It's been a while since I've seen him on this map in particular. RT, of course, no stranger here, but Fang this early, I am a little shocked to see him come out.
So I'm shocked to see him come out this early, but Chazmac liked the Fang, they played the Fang, and I always thought Fang Super, the way it works, fits in nicely for Knockout. And so I don't hate it. In fact, I like the Fang, especially when you pick it next to the RT, who you can pick anybody next to the RT, and I'm kind of happy with it. But early, if you're picking the Fang now, you're asking Tribe to pick stuff specifically, because otherwise, why would you pick it here? Nobody's taking it away from you, so just pick it later. So that choice is intentional. Either they want Tribe to answer with a tank buster, or they're just giving themselves the opportunity to answer back. And so with characters like Tribe have the teleport and the jump in, which let's just say 2 teleports, Chazmac should look for something defensive, question mark?
Question mark indeed. I guess I don't understand the philosophy there with Fang this early. I think you're right. I mean, I think you're on the money in the sense that CMG are very smart, intellectual people. They've played a million different drafts out. So I think getting Fang this early is attempting to bait Tribe into something. Maybe it was the gray. I think Pam, honestly, a good shout for Tribe. I think the healing station can do really well onto that kind of 3-pronged wall that's indestructible. The ones with the X's that you guys see on your screen at home. I think Colonel Ruff's a solid shout. I think RT is a solid shout. I'm with you. I think the Fang Super can be very lethal here. Again, it's just not something I'm used to seeing, so my mind's pretty open on how this draft's going to go down and be played on the field.
So I think Tribe played this correctly. Chazmac, whether they're waiting to answer back or try to goad somebody into the wrong pick, Tribe don't take it, and they just pick their own style. They pick their own characters. They play their own game. Love that approach. The Dogman on the other side, love this pick for a number of reasons. Sandbags would make a lot of sense here. No penetration.
I think Sandbags would be a good shout too. Both of these teams just kind of keeping their distance right now. They're staying grouped up together. Part of the influence for Colonel Ruffs is going to be beefing up your teammates as well. Zulon with the super in his pocket here too. That teleportation can be lethal, but he's definitely not going to want to jump in when all three brawlers are together here. Something they definitely have to look out for. So I think Gray's super not going to be as interesting here for them. This storm shortly going to start closing in. I think that's where Fang, if he has a super, can shine. Where Toast with his super can shine. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, I thought.
Smoke coming in so far. RBM gets yanked, but Fade gets the kill. 3-on-2, still not confirmed. There's those sandbags that we were talking about, enough to trade out for his Libby. And that's round number 1 going the way of CMG Gaming. Nice plays there. Your take. Did Draft win? Or was it plays?
You know, I'm really starting to see why they end up selecting the brawlers that they do. They grab Colonel Ruffs here, pair it with their teammates, and now they're just beefing them up, staying together. Maybe they were trying, maybe they galaxy brained this. Maybe they wanted Gray for his super to be rendered almost useless. Again, if you dive into healthier and healthier brawlers as the match progresses, it's going to be more difficult for Tribe to get these easy kills. I think if you're the Tribe Gaming side, you're almost forced to just hunker down, wait till the end, take advantage of this healing station, maybe a big dive in from his Livy. Zulon maybe can find an isolation play, but I don't know. I don't think this is going to be an easy one for Tribe, to say the least.
I mean, that's the thing. When you play the assassin characters, and I'm classifying Gray as an assassin for the moment, like, you got to choose, all right, we're going to jump on who? RT? Fang? Looks like it is Fang, but there's trade out good. Zulon comes through as well. Now, there you go. So as long as they jump at the same time, what was important there was a couple of shots were landed, brought a single target down to half HP, and that target elimination, that target prioritization. And so, real heavy comms for Tribe. The execution has to be that clean, otherwise I don't think they win it.
I think execution has to go that distance for both sides. I mean, you got to be clear cut on the comms. You got to know who you're going against. You got to pick your matchups right and your timing right. We saw it work out for CMG in round number 1 and round number 2. Opposite. Tribe Gaming, they make their shot, they make it count. And I think that's exactly what you got to see from both of these teams here. I'm more looking out for this Fang super too. I'm always cautious when he has a super, especially when there's 3 brawlers clustered up together. He has that roundhouse kick. Be absolutely lethal here. So I think it's just going to come down to who simply plays it better. That pure Brawl Stars that you mentioned a little earlier.
Yeah, again, Tribe Gaming, what they did last round has to happen for them to get a dub. They bring somebody down low, and then both assassins, TP on the backside and the jump in from Bonnie. They get a TP on the left side, but Fang answers back right side, falls down, Tyrant still alive, as was his Libby. Fade, Tyrant, Fade wins the duel.
Tribe Gaming going to be holding their breath here. It's now CMG who have forced a match point. This is looking closer and closer, and again, we got to see that round 2 action coming in again from Tribe. Perfect play right there, though. What a gadget off the rip. Now they have visibility of the map, numbers advantage, perfectly executed from Zulon.
I think it's easy now. What's troublesome about this composition for CMG is just jumping on into the scrum. Still not guaranteed, as you can see them playing it safe. RBM pulled and pushed, and that's going to be round number 1. Easy for Tribe when you get an open frag like that. Just, that is what cannot happen for CMG, but a nice heads-up play there from Tribe, getting the cheeky victory. You love to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, a second follow-through gadget as well. Zulon going to be opening up this map even more, not afraid to teleport to this spot. He has the visibility of the enemies. They can't just cluster up and hide anymore. This grass is too torn apart. So I think for Tribe Gaming, obviously they have the round advantage, but I think going here on out, they've got the future advantage if this goes to a third as well. It's just a little bit easier for them when you have all those things considered. They're not even worried about pushing in this time. They found their big kill in the first one. They just need to close this out, take advantage of the situation that they're in, the way the map is controlled right now. I mean, I'm impressed with Tribe Gaming. This is how a big team bounces back.
Both teams here looking for an opening. RBM taking some shots, and Tyrant's going to take the teleport here. Put a big beefy target right in the center. Poison coming in. Honestly, CMG in a rough position for the poison. RBM gets jumped on, but is Libby traded out thanks to the smoke. Fade trying to heal up, coming around the bottom side, but that's a 2v1. See you later. Chazmac lose round one.
Grass, whatever it may be. A perfect heads-up play there from Tribe. I don't think it'll be as easy for him this time, but it was clear that that big kill just swayed the entire momentum of that round. They're going to be keeping a little more hesitant this time. Definitely watching out for Zulon. He's just going to rush to this left-hand side, try and get to this wall here, and maybe pop a gadget successfully there. They throw up the sandbags. It does tear open that grass, though, and now Tribe are a very aggressive stance. This is not what we're used to seeing.
Not at all, but this is Tribe just realizing that they have to, mature is the wrong word, they have to evolve, there you go. They just can't stick to their old style of play. Whatever that might have been, they have to be a little bit more aggressive here. That puts Chazmac on the back foot. It's funny, Chazmac kind of want Tribe to be aggressive. They want Islivy and Zulon to jump in and make that misstep. But like, not this aggressive, bro. They need some metered approach. So Chazmac dealing with what Tribe has on the other side. Smoke slowly coming in, and Fade in trouble on the left-hand side. Chazmac, they don't want to be aggressive. Tribe playing this perfectly. As Libby goes in, can't find the jump, but Zulon backside. Waits, defends his back line, combines with his Libby for the kill number one. Fade taken down as well. Big Z handles business. Tribe Gaming take round one.
Whew, I had to hold my breath there, F-Dot. I mean, this is just a nail-biter to say the least. Back and forth the whole way through. Tribe found the keys to access. Problem being now they are out of those very valuable gadgets from Zulon. They only got a little bit of this grass, but it might be just enough to gain information as they progress through this final game. Keep in mind, CMG still on match point here, but if Tribe Gaming win this round, we're going to have a set 5.
Zulon has been just the player. He's making it work with the gadgets and the teleport, enabling his teammates, but then also making the intelligent plays. We've seen Zulon be aggressive and jump to the enemy backside, but also sat on his own backline in that last round. Love to see the dynamic play out of these players.
Impressive stuff.
RBM sniffing around on the right-hand side, Kenny.
Impressive stuff from both sides. Teleport through, the stun going down though. Now a dive in from his Libby trying to follow through for his teammates. RBM, Fade barely surviving. There's a pickup as well. Things going south for Tribe Gaming. All 3 members of the red roster looking fierce. And all of a sudden the storyline could change. CMG 1 round away from a 3rd monthly finals in a row, going to grand finals.
Miscalculation there from his Libby, jumping in on the right side and just missing the target. Unfortunately for him and his fans, falls down to the wayside. That's what I said way back in game 1, round 1, step 1, was that as Libby and Zulon, if they're going to TP to the backside, have to do it at the same time on the same target. As Libby was split up, and it spelled disaster. Now Chazmac on match round, honestly. Tribe Gaming trying to force a 5th set to bring us to Brawl Ball.
3 strong in the mid for Tribe Gaming. The pressure high. The expectations we put on these fellas is ridiculous, and CMG are starting to earn that similar kind of respect that we put on teams like Tribe Gaming in this region. RBM flank left-hand side. That healing station going to be an issue here. He did get the super that he very much wanted, and now with that storm closing in, it's going to come down to the wire here. 3 supers available for CMG. Another teleport through on the left-hand side. Dive in from his Libby. 2 low HP to handle the situation, though. 3v2 situation. A teleport through, a desperation play. It's not going to be enough, though. It's a lone tyrant. Toast stops the foot, though. Gets the job done. And Chazmac Gaming do it again.
Fantastic play out of Chazmac Gaming. Honestly, Tribe had all the momentum in the world there. And Chazmac just snap it back like a rubber band and take home the monthly finals for North America East here, Kenny.